Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are back at the Kerbal Space Center and we are ready to test that hypothesis we discussed last episode. You might note that my science has returned and my money is a little different. Well, I had a game crash and the persistence file got corrupted. Just one of those things, I guess. So I reran the mission, pretty much exactly the same profile, except this time everything worked properly. God only knows what happened the last time. And we're going to get this science again, because I bought it at the end of last episode, and now I'm buying it again now, to get the LV-T30 liquid fuel engine. Marginally more, same thrust, but marginally more efficient, marginally, yeah, and lighter. The engine itself weighs less. So I suppose I could just curse at the fact that I keep on clicking outside of the window, but that's what quick saves are for. So I've got the science, I got my tech, just confirming, and contracts. Oh hey, that's new. Stack decoupler. Activate the part through the staging sequence when all text conditions are met. Hey, you know what? It's not much money, but I can actually do this on the mission I've got planned. I've got an idea. We can do this. So let's accept this contract as well. We've got a weather survey, 2 payloads, and an object test scheduled for this mission. So let's go get this thing rigged up, and let's find out if we can actually do this mission as I have designed it. So the hypothesis we want to test today is that the small payload lifter Mark II, 2 contracts, Mark V, this is going to become the Mark VI. Mark VI, 2 contracts. So, things we need to change are numerous, starting with this right here. Whoops. Undo that. Come on, undo. There we go. Grab those. So yeah, I am certain, based on my the discussions that have been occurring, those should be mirrored. There we go. And then that goes back on, except for the part where it's not rotated right. Is it? I guess it is. It looks off kilter, but I guess that's just my eyes. Now we also have, no, we don't quite have the next tier SRBs, do we? No. LVT30s on the middle and on the outside. Okay, so step 1, new engines. Step 2, fix the staging sequence, cause yikes. Step 3, add another stage. Find our experimental part. Hey, I think that it's even the right size. It's a little... No, you know what? That might actually work. Let's do it this way. We'll pull this part off. That goes there. That can go there and there. And we'll just use a couple of struts to make sure the thing is strong, the connection is stable. Because those, the decoupler is for future recovery, not for this flight, really. There we go. Nice and stable. Okay, so step 2, we now have a decoupler as part, an experimental decoupler as part of our mission parameters. Step 3. Do I have enough power on this thing? 6 of those? 2 of these. 6. So 2 of those is equal to 1 of these. Hold on. So 6 of those is equal to 1 of these. So 2 of those would weigh twice as much. This thing's pretty tight on Let's not take any chances. Okay, so the thermometer and the barometer are going to go right up here, because this part is going to be pretty well sheltered from atmospheric effects. At least that's my belief. Okay, so 66.9, a little lighter, I think. Now then, let's get the action groups, because we need our action groups for our weather report. Custom 1, log temperature, log pressure. Save. Okay, that, says here in fine print, should be everything. And I think 2 parachutes were enough to get this whole rig to the ground. So that having been said, let's find out how well this thing can fly. Engines are right, staging there, and stage 3 right there. Our goal being to return this upper stage of the ship to the ground intact. Says here in fine print. Okay, let's do this. To the launch pad we go. All right. So 60%, 50% should do. All right, here we go. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Hard to tell if it's better or not, but it feels like it's just a little bit more quick off the launch there. Oh shoot, I forgot. Test. In flight over Kerbal. Oh, dang it. Whoops. Read the fine print, man. Read the fine print. You guys were probably screaming at your monitors. Read the fine print, Gord. Read the fine print. Damn it. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo. Oh, man. That's almost gotten me so many times in this game, it's not even funny. Okay. So we need to test it at about 22,000, so we'll put it in a stage of its own. Its stage 22,000 will happen after the second stage. So let's see. Weird. Okay. Alright, so if I rotate it over like that, theoretically, it should just decouple and blow itself away from the ship. Let me just check these, because the context, yes, so the part above is the part that's getting decoupled. The arrow points at the side of it that's going to go away. Okay, so we should be able to just kick this thing off while we're launching into orbit and be done with it. I could almost throw it on the side of the ship, but I think that's probably unnecessary. And it said to test it while flying at Kerbal, but once it's been tested, there is no value in actually keeping the piece. So we'll see what happens. Shoot, did I? Aha. Oh, man. Gotta assign these payloads. Oh, I did? That was weird. Okay, Probodyne. VacCorp. Okay. I'm sure we're good to go now. I know it was a revert, but you know what? You're gonna get it right. Gonna get it right. Okay, So we just need to make sure our contract information for that test, which is... I have no idea if I'm going to be at the right speed for this, but let's find out. Here we go. Round 2. Flight. Flight of the payloads. Flight of the monies. Let's find out what happens here when we get to our detach stage. Well, that's a good sign. Turnaround was a little faster, and we're not overheating yet either, which is good news. We'll just keep that going. Okay, so speed 330 to 630, altitude 22 to 30. Should be doable. That sounds about right for that altitude. Looking good. I have no idea how much better we're doing, but it feels better. Feels like it's taking a lot less fuel to gain the speed, and we're not fighting with overheat either, which is nice. Okay, just continue trimming off the speed there. I don't want to be going too fast at the... because apparently that's actually going to be a very tight experiment. Excellent. And RCS 45 degrees, please. Okay. There we are. 45 degrees set. Yeah, that's going to be a very tight experiment, assuming we can even pull it off. The good news is, if it fails, it's not going to be that expensive, just annoying. Okay, slow down our speed increase. We just need to hold it steady until... oh, hey, are we at all... almost. Yes, okay. Stage. Nice! That was kind of awesome. Success, okay. One down. Alright, how are we doing? Apoapsis looks good. Let's hope we can get ourselves to almost orbit before we run out of engine in the outer stages. That would be just about ideal. But that was pretty funny, I have to say. That was a funny little experiment right there. So what I'll probably do for the deorbiting is I will cut the video, assuming, okay, counting my chickens before I hatch. We'll talk about this in a minute. Let's not get too over-optimistic here. 40 kilometers. Looking good. 50. Yeah, this feels... it feels better. Here comes 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. And we determined that about 70 to 74 was going to be our window for these, there we are. Okay, we are 1 minute away from our apoapsis. We're going to wait a second before doing our next burn, because we want to not waste energy on the, better keep an eye on our electricity and other things. Oh, right, we've got... man, I almost didn't need as many batteries as I put on the thing. Note to self, we can tighten this up a little more. Okay, everything into the periapsis. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Alright, a little into the apoapsis. We don't have to go completely nuts here. We can go just a little higher. There we go. Okay, I think we're going to do this. I think we can, I think we can, I think we can. Full throttle. Come on, to orbit, to orbit. It's going to be close. I forgot my weather report, dang it. Come on. Just a little more. Just a little more. Oh, crap. Are we really that close and we're not going to make it? We are really that close and we're not going to make it. Alright, so adjustments. We're going to revert and make a few adjustments, assuming that this RCS is not adequate, which it won't be. Alright. Yeah. No, this ship can do it. This ship can do it. Vehicle assembly. We just need to make a few very minor tweaks. First tweak. Take off batteries. A little less weight there. Second tweak. Let's see. We don't really need those. Those were not necessary after all. Third tweak, let's see. The fins are already smaller. Do I just need 30% more fuel in the uppermost stage, or am I going to just have to ditch this outer? Okay, well, let's see. 24,000. We're making 15 grand per delivery, I believe. Small payloads, yeah. Let's see. I mean, the other engine is to go, you know what the other option is? Is to go with the 6-engine lift stack. And take off the solid boosters. But that's going to make the ship a little more expensive and not actually give me any more recoverables. I could go for the 6 and 3 design. It was close, though. It was very close. Let's see, is there anywhere else we could trim mass? I'm not sure there... Oh! We could actually put thrust limiters on these now. Interesting. That must have come with one of my recent tech purchases. Good to know. Let's see. Well, we can put in... Let's let these outer 2 engines run just a little bit longer. Let's try this. Of course, now I've just increased the ship's mass a little, which might be an unfortunate decision. Well, let's find out. I've lost that piece. There it is. Really should delete these. There's no value in me leaving them like that. Because those are just to make sure that the parachutes don't rip off when this thing is re-entering. Okay. Okay. Fewer batteries. That's the only thing we've actually done for mass. We've actually added more mass in a way. Alright, let's not forget our weather report this time. You know what? That's not the stage that needs more fuel. That is not the stage that actually needs more fuel. It's this stage right here. 1. Let's do it that way. You need more fuel. And then this, which we're only going to put one on. Needs a little bit more fuel. How are we going to do that? Right there. We're going to snap it on like that. Good. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Struts are all appropriate. All right. A third more fuel in the lift stage. Or not even a third, it's more like a quarter more fuel. And the question is, will that make any difference? Stage 1 got us to 10,000 on the first attempt. It got you basically right at 10,000 is when those engines gave out on the first attempt. So I'm not sure that adding more fuel will make the difference. So the other thing is we need to make sure we don't lose speed early on. Oh, need to make sure that silly little decoupler up there is in a separate stage from the parachute, because that would be bad. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Just need to make sure we don't hit terminal velocity as well, which is below 100 until we hit 1100. So we got to watch ourselves here. Looking good. Oh, and we're just about to hit full throttle to the engines because we don't want to lose any of our speed. Oh, we're losing just a bit. There we go. But just a tiny bit this time. There we are, right on the nose. Okay. Yeah, 200 meters per second at 7,000 meters. Which looks like we're not even going to be close to that at full throttle. Although we're making pretty good progress here. I'm sure we can do this. I'm positive. I have faith in the design. Probably misplaced faith, but faith nonetheless. Okay, well, it looks like this is definitely getting us a little higher. Oh, need to get our contract out and make sure we're watching for the test conditions to be met. All right, there goes 10,000. We're starting our rotation. Starting our rotation with fuel in the lower section of the ship still. Okay. RCS on. Okay, we are coming up on the test conditions rapidly. In fact, speed-wise, we are well up there. Getting ready. Away it goes. Boom, it's gone. Okay. I just hope that isn't actually affecting my ship's flight. Okay. Apoapsis is... So it got us just a little bit higher, which is good news. That's good news, because that means that adding fuel actually increased the overall mission flight height, the overall height of our flight, which is very good news, because it means we actually have a significantly more fuel in our tanks as we reach Apoapsis, which we are coming up on really fast this time. 78, 69, 70. Okay, we still have fuel in all 3 tanks, and we're preparing for our orbital burn now. That's a significant improvement over the last flight. A third more fuel and a few grams less mass, because we got hardly any mass on here. We got a tiny, tiny bit of electric charge on this thing, which means this ship could die on the way down. This is the only catch. we're going to wait until we are a little closer to Perry, because we do not want, or Apo, because we do not want to add too much height to our apoapsis as we burn. There we go. But we don't want to go down either. There we are. Excellent. 70.5, 71. Okay, there goes the outer engine. But we still have half a tank of the lower engine, and we are burning nicely now. Full throttle in the engines. We are in space for all intents and purposes. And we are coming up on the... We are stable. We're just going to keep an eye on our apoapsis. We're just coming up over the top right now. Oh, our apoapsis is actually starting to rise again. So let's save a little fuel. Doesn't take much fuel at this stage. Low burn. Bit of a RCS. No, we'll save the RCS for later. Okay, we're gonna do it. This is going to work now. It's going to work. I have faith. Comes out of the planet. We're into the final 100 meters. All right, wait. We're starting to waste energy on raising that apoapsis, which we do not wish to do. So we're going to quick save right there, just in case something goes wrong, because we need to go to less than 30 seconds to apo. There we are. Yeah, that battery is not going to last long now. 57, 58, 59, 60... Done! We did it! We did it! Let's just give it a touch more. Round it out. Boom! Ho 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 ho! 74.3, 74.3. Man, you have to fight pretty hard to get an orbit rounder than that one. Okay. Deliver payload. So let's tell it. First things first. Deliver. Deliver. I forgot the dang weather report again. For God's sakes. Oh well. We'll grab it. It's not like it's not like I lose anything for failing to get that, other than... All right, stabilize. Decouple node. Watch my resources. Back away from the ship. Rotate to retrograde, which is going to be a little extra work, because we want to keep our engines pointed retrograde. And get ready to hope that our electric charge will hold out long enough. And in the meantime, we will tweak our parachutes so that we can deploy them last second. Because we need a really careful reentry. We actually need time on this. Oh, that's a little harder to control now with the without the top portion. Okay. Because we actually need a lot of time to get ourselves back to the ground. 68. There we are, 67. That's as low as we want to go. Okay, parachute adjustment. We need to have them deploy at an altitude of 700, and minimum pressure of 0.1. Altitude of 700 and minimum pressure of 0.1. You think that's low enough, or maybe a little lower? 0.15. 0.15. And now if the battery lasts long enough, we'll also be able to do No, we don't have enough to do very much of a deorbit burn, so we're going to just have to deal. The only hope I really have right now is that this will last long enough for me to get back in the atmosphere. Because if my battery dies, I'm kind of going to be sitting here and waiting a long, long time for this reentry to occur, and it may go horribly, horribly wrong, because I might wind up pointed in the wrong direction. Yeah, that battery does not have a lot of juice left in it. But we are at a point where we can start burning ourselves around. We just need to make sure we're not going to come swinging back out of the atmosphere again on our next pass. Which just means bringing down our apoapsis just a little. And then basically I'm going to be sitting here and supervising this thing and seeing what happens. Alright, no, we got to be careful. We don't want our apo to drop. Or our peri to drop. Nope. Oh, we're officially in the atmosphere. So we'll just see what happens here. We only have a limited amount of time to actually do this final adjustment. So it probably has to be done slightly upwards to keep our periapsis from dropping too much. Yep, okay, no, more into the up. Okay, more up. That is not working at all. You know what? That's fine. That's about all we can ask this ship to do. Okay, we are coming into a very, very long and protracted re-entry burn. Or not even a burn. This is going to be a drift would be the better term for it, because we are going to be spending a lot of time in this atmosphere. And we do not actually have enough time to adjust the behavior of this ship. Except that in a few seconds we are going to be close enough to... There we are. Okay, fully in the atmosphere. We're committed. There's no going back, and our batteries are going to die. So we need to make sure those are right. Give me a second. I'm going to double check those numbers because I don't want to waste my time. Okay, it's 0.2 to 0.25 according to Sean. So we're going to go with 0.21, 0.21, altitude of 500. Has always worked well. 1, 2. Okay. These things are ready as they're going to be. So we are going to prepare. I'm going to pre-deploy them right now. Those parachutes are now ready to deploy when the conditions are met of minimum pressure of 0.21. And I was thinking I could grab those on the way down, but I'm just not going to have the battery power to do it. So it will be what it will be. So I am going to either cut here and bring you in when things get really interesting, or alternatively, you're going to see this as a time lapse. But regardless, I will see you when things start getting really interesting. Okay, in the realm of this is as good as it's going to get, we are coming into the critical moments of the re-entry burn. Have we slowed down enough to keep our ship from burning up and exploding? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. No, not enough. Oh well. It was worth a shot. I obviously needed to have more batteries on there if I was going to save that thing. Yeah. Going to the Space Center. I lost it. Now, the one thing I didn't check is how much money I had before I started this, but I think it was about 98,000. Let's say it was 98,000. So if I got more than 98,000, this was a win. I do. I made about 10,000 off that. Not as much as I would have made if I had done everything else I had intended to do. But we can do better next time. For a first attempt, the good news is we have a ship that is officially capable of putting not one but two two light payloads into orbit. Now, how much do these medium payloads weigh? Because that's where the money could really be. So they pay a lot more, but I don't know how much these medium payloads weigh. Separatron while orbiting Kerbal. We'll want to make... We actually, funny, we could test that actually for a deorbit as a deorbiting gadget if we... Yeah, okay. So if I had had control over that ship during reentry, I think I could have saved it because I would have fired the engines just before the middle atmosphere to cut a whole bunch more speed off of our ship, and that probably would have been enough to save us. So I'm not sure if there's anything I could have done for the passive reentry to make that work any better. If you think there was something, I will certainly take it into consideration. But at the moment, we've got escape trajectory out of Kerbal. Well, that's something I could take along with me to the moon, I guess. Though that's going to be a tough flight. So we got to figure out what it's going to take to get to the moon. That's, in terms of science, that's where we got to go next. So active, we've got the weather survey, and we've got that danged illuminator mission that isn't going to hurt me too badly if I fail it, but it would be really neat to... It would be really neat to actually succeed at this. And I've got time. I got lots of time still. So, 99 more days of game time. I think I can probably get that science before that passes. But a medium payload and testing the Separatron while orbiting Kerbal are two very useful things we could do in the near future. But for now, that's all for now. Boy, that was redundant. I'm gonna... You know what? Let's answer one important question, because I'm going to do this sometime in the near future. It doesn't have a time limit on it. So let's get one medium payload contract, and let's find out how much a medium payload actually weighs right now, because that's something I want to know. 10 tons, so twice as much as this payload right here. So we're going to need a much more powerful lifter to get that into orbit. We have a 10-ton lift design. Pays a lot more, but it's going to cost a lot more to get it up there too. Well, as I said, interesting. I'm going to have to think on this. Okay, that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.